In this video, I'm going to show you a comparison of the GoPro Max Lens FOV, which stands for Field of View, versus the GoPro's Super View FOV. I am going to use the GoPro Hero 10 Black, and if you think what's this thing on top of the lens, that's the ND filter from Polar Pro, which doesn't change in any shape or form the field of view. So regardless if you use ND filter or if you stick with the standard UV filter which comes with the camera, you're still going to get the same Super View field of view. Also, I'm going to use, for the purpose of this video, clips from my kitesurfing sessions, and the camera will be mounted using the same mounts and it's going to be placed in the same spots. Mount number one is my surfboard mount, and as you can see, I've got two, both at the front of the board, one slightly lower, the other one is slightly higher. The footage that you're going to see either from the Max Lens mode or Super View is going to come from the top mount, and as you can see, it's slightly off center. I like to keep it there in that position because it gives me more interesting shot in comparison to the mount which is fixed right bang on the stinger of the board. Mount number two is the GoPro's bite mount, and this is really great accessory. It's also 2-in-1, and it gives you not only this bite piece which you put in your mouth, but also at the front you've got the quick clip. So if you've got a quick buckle for it, like for instance surfboard mount, you can quickly push the whole mount with your camera on it into that second mount and you're good to go. So I always keep my GoPro in this mount, and then I can transfer quickly the whole thing to other mounts. I have to say, GoPro, you've done an amazing job coming up with this solution. Thank you very much. With all that being said, let's have a look at some footage examples. We are gonna start with the surfboard mount, and this is Max Lens mode, Max Super View, 16:9 aspect ratio in 2.7K 60 frames per second, played in real time in 23.98 timeline. In the next example, we're gonna switch to Super View, which is recorded in 5.3K 60 frames, and I also has got Polar Pro ND filter on. All the settings for the Super View and Max View will stay the same, so 2.7K 60 for Max Super View and 5.3K 60 for Super View. Also, this video is in 4K 23.98 frames per second timeline. Now, by the look of these clips, you may think that the field of view for Super View is greater than Max Super View, but that is quite deceiving, and you can see in this clip, in this example number 5, the most prominent. It is due to the angle of the camera. So during this particular session, when I was filming with the Max Lens mode, I didn't tighten the screw for my bite mount, and you're going to see that I am fixing the angle of the camera. I'm gonna get onto the board, and as I'm going through the waves, you are going to also see that when the waves are hitting the camera, the angle drastically changes. So anytime you want to use your camera on the surfboard mount or any type of mount, as a matter of fact, you want to make sure that that screw is nice and tight, because this is what is going to as well decide how much your footage will show in a frame. Here you can see that the camera is fixed properly, the screw is nice and tight, so it doesn't change the angle of the lens. There are going to be slight movements of the camera, especially when there's lots of water hitting your camera, like during the surf or kite surfing, so you might have to fix it from time to time anyway. In this example, you can see what's going to happen to the horizon, which is locked with the max lens mode, and the difference with the super view when there's no horizon lock. You can see that it's shifted. We are back with example number 10 at max super view, max lens mode, and you can see that the max super view allows more of a fluidity in terms of what we see in the frame. And what I mean by that, if I was gonna swing the camera like here on the board left to right drastically, it basically accommodates that max stabilization, and that's due to 2.7K aspect ratio, which is now recorded with the GoPro Hero 10, which allows the sensor to perceive in 5.3K, which is 5312 by 2988 pixels, so that 2.7K in max super view has got more room to move. And as you can see here, when I push the board, that camera can perceive more to the left in terms of the frame, whereas super view provides more of a static, fixed type of look. Here we can see some bonus clips, so side by side, slow motion, 40%, both clips recorded in 60 frames. The one on the left with the max lens mode, max super view, 2.7K, 60 frames. The one on the right is the 5.3K super view. Here we can see a few screen grabs from those clips, max super view versus super view, and you can pay attention also to the horizon and the effect that you get from both of those setups. Next, let's move on to the Byte mouth mount, and we start with the max super view again on the max lens mode. We're gonna switch quickly to the example number 2 with the super view. And as you can see, either the super view and max super view produce the similar field of view. Yes, on a max lens mode we get 155-degree field of view, which is slightly wider than the super view, but they very much look similar, and the super view, it's still very wide field of view. Now we can see again some side-by-side slow motion clips, max super view versus super view, both recorded with the Byte mouth mount and slowed down by 40%. Both field of views are great and wide. In this example also it looks like the clip on the left, which is from max super view, tend to be slightly more distorted at the edges, but then remember that the max lens mode has got curved lens and it sits on top of the actual original lens of the GoPro, whereas the one on the right, recorded in super view, has got the ND filter, and the filter is basically flat. Here we've got a few screen grabs from the Byte mouth mount, side by side, max super view versus super view, and again you can see that both of them, they are generating and recording fantastic angles and field of views. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. In my opinion, you get great results with both solutions with slightly different effect. With all that being said, I am Lassom. As always, remember, be inspired, be creative, and be active. I'll see you soon. On to the next one.